This is the old versus new that I have been waiting to do for a long while. This is the old Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Soundwave that was released as like a preview of the movie compared to the new Studio Series. The new Studio Series one. Yeah, this is Mr. Pursuer, retrieve it. And she has the shard. You know, this is that guy from Revenge of the Fallen, the guy that was just a satellite and never showed his robot mode. These two figures make an attempt to give him a robot mode. And, yeah. Man, ever since they showed the picture of the Studio Series ROTF Soundwave, I have been more than unimpressed with how it looks. And now that I have it in hand, it's not the worst. But yeah, I definitely let's just get on with it. So robot modes. Aesthetically, let's just compare them immediately. They're both about the same height, which is cool. He's a shorter deluxe, so don't think that he's like a taller Studio Series. No, he's still kind of short. I think the old one definitely cuts a cooler silhouette. He has like the spikes on his arms. He has these big imposing shoulder pads. He has a cape. He basically has a cape. He has a cape, guys. Hey guys, he has a cape. And here he just has like a tailcoat. He just has a coat tail, basically. I don't know why I said tailcoat. It's coat tail. It's basically what he has on this one. And then all the other panels that are silver and nicely painted silver are on his arms and legs. But unfortunately, those panels got a nice silver, but we just gotta talk about the elephant in the room, man. This guy, he is made out of gray plastic, right? But his face is silver, and he has some blue and some gold and some red accents. He's kind of invoking the G1 without really, like, explicitly going full G1. And I really love the blue head, by the way, even though it's not necessarily accurate. This guy, he's just... He is gray. He is silver. I think he has a little bit of gunmetal, like, on the shoulders. He's got some blue, and he's got some spots. Dude has spots on him? Why? Why, though? It just doesn't look any good. Oh my, and he doesn't come with, like, any tentacle accessories either. Like, look at on his knees. He's got these... They just should have made him silver. They made the Dark of the Moon one silver. Why couldn't they make this one silver? Especially since the engineering on this one is... nothing. It does a little bit of stuff in the torso, but beyond that, he is just like arms, legs, they fold. That's your alt. Anyways, let's talk about the old one more in depth, because this old one, it's good. It's really good, and I've really liked it for a long time, but it definitely has the issue of it has a lot of moving parts on him that don't have anywhere to tab in. Like all of his little, like his satellite coat, his cape, it just... I mean, you can move it, and you can do stuff with it, and you can make him look cool and imposing. You can make him look like some boss fight where he's just like, I am Soundwave. Like, you can make him look really cool. Like I said, he cuts a really good silhouette. For how short and squat he is, he looks really imposing and badass. And he doesn't really have accessories. Oop, bumped the camera. Hi, Master Chief. He doesn't really have accessories, so he just has these fists, and they look really cool. I mean, he doesn't really need accessories, and his fists are nice. I mean, he was a movie preview figure, so I wouldn't really expect him to have a lot of movie detail, but, I mean, he looks cool, dude. He just looks cool. I love the head sculpt on him. Was that a hair or a bug on my forehead just now? I have no idea. Anyways, I love the head sculpt. It just looks really cool. I love the visor. I love the silver. It can either look like tech detail, or you can kind of see a little bit of lips in there. It's kind of up to you what you want to see. But he also does have, let's just show this gimmick now. This is an actual feature from the movie. He has a missile that is essentially supposed to be an approximation of Ravage. You can kind of see it's sort of like Ravage, like how he shot Ravage down to Earth. Such a cool feature, because that's something that Soundwave actually did. He doesn't have the tentacles, but we don't really need that. But I kind of expected something with the Studio Series like that. But anyways, yeah, he's got some clear plastic, which looks really good. I'm just going to say that clear plastic definitely helps. He looks great. He just looks great. His articulation's pretty great, too. He has a pretty nice head that moves fluidly. and has a little bit of a chicken neck. He's got some universal shoulders that pretty much give you all the range you want. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, so you can get all the range you want. He doesn't really have a waist swivel, but he does have an ab crunch, which is awesome. He's got pretty standard leg articulation. He's got an ankle pivot, and he's got toes. Like, he's really good. I mean, he's awkward. You can see how awkward he is. But he's really good for being as awkward as he is. He's good. I like him a lot. That's his robot. Next, we have this one. I mean, he doesn't cut a bad silhouette. He has, like, no presence, though. He's just a robot. He looks more like a protoform than Soundwave. I think he does have a little bit of clear plastic right there, which is nice. So at least he does it a little bit. But man, there's just no color. There's no color at all. There's some blue. And then there's like a gunmetal and a silver in spots. And I think his eyes are red. Yeah, his eyes are red. But come on, dude. No, there's just... He looks so bland. He looks so bland. Man, he's bland. This is the most bland-looking figure Studio Series has ever made. I bought this guy weeks ago, and I just opened him up just for the review. And, I mean, I needed to buy him because he's Soundwave. I'm a Soundwave guy. But yeah, he just... I mean, his head sculpt's more film accurate. But it just... And besides the red, there's no paint. There's no silver. The other head had red for the eyes, silver for the face, blue for the head, and a little bit of yellow for like a jewel. This is just red eyes. Nothing else. What were they thinking? Whatever. His articulation, his head does not move fluidly. It's actually so stiff, it wants to pop off before it keeps moving. Just like that. And then getting it back on is a nightmare because the peg is on a hinge. Oh dear, no. You're gonna have to struggle with me as I try to get it back on. You see how these always work? If you have a ball peg that's on a hinge like this, it popped out right when I opened them up, by the way. Right when I opened them up, it just popped off. Right when I tried moving the head. Because it's so tight. Come on. There we go. I think. Yeah, there we go. He doesn't stay attached at the torso very well. He has nipples that can move. He has universal joints at the shoulders. If you don't bend the arms, that's all you get. But if you bend the arms, you get more. He's got not bad articulation. His hands are attached to these panels, as you saw earlier. They're just attached. You can kind of flip them, though, and they kind of look like cool swords with like a gun right there. I mean, that gives him some action to the action figure. But other than that, jeez. I mean, he's definitely more solid than the old one, but all of the flimsiness of the old one is just right here in the body, because the body is where the only engineering is. He has like no waist swivel, nothing, just ignore it. He has ball joints at the legs that they reused like the car mode legs. He's got gas caps. Then he has knees, and then he does have ankle pivot, but the panel is attached, so it looks really awkward. I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's fun to He's fun to pose. He's fun to play with and pose, so he's fun to pose. So yeah, I mean, he just needed paint, dude. He needed paint and a little bit more attention. He also came with this base, mostly for satellite mode, but you can use it for robot mode. And you could also probably use it for Gundam models too if you want. But yeah, there you go. You can move them on the base a little bit. You can rotate it. It's a pretty good base. It's a good base. I hope that peg doesn't break off someday. Yeah, that's what the base looks like. It's a base. Cool. Transformation time. Let's transform the old one, because this is actually kind of fun. So to transform Soundwave, you actually disguise this one's head, which is nice. You actually disguise the head you don't use, and then you just kind of blow them apart a little bit. And you take his legs and you just kind of fold them up. And look at how fluid the motion is. They just designed the joints so they work for you. You don't have to fight anything. It just does it. And then you pinch in the feet. And then you get all that tabbed in. And then we're kind of almost done. Like, it is pretty simple, but it's really, like, satisfying. It's just, it feels like a transformation. Mostly because, like, you get all this new detail with... like his chest, his new chest, and his new head. So, we'll just talk about the satellite mode now, because there isn't too much to talk about. So it has these cool spikes, which I really like. And then you can see there's all these joints you can work with on these. I mean, you can just move everything around, and it looks so fluid and nice. And he did come with, like, an alternate mode. You could, like, change it up. You can make it look like a fighter jet. And honestly, you can, like, work with this guy enough where he looks like a convincing jet. Like, you can move these things back, and you can, like, move these back and almost make them look like thrusters or something. And then it looks like a jet. It looks like it has a nose cone. It looks like that's the cockpit. It looks cool. I actually really like this as a Cybertronian mode. I display this Soundwave in the satellite mode. I'm not even joking. I mean, I do have, like, 2 other repaints of the figures, so I have them in robot mode. But I actually do display this in satellite mode because I think it's a lot cooler. It's just a really cool satellite mode. And of course, this is where Soundwave makes the... Not Soundwave, Ravage makes the most sense. You can have them in there and you can have them like, ooh, eject. And, you know, it's cool. Unfortunately, no display base with this one. So what I have resorted to when I display them in satellite mode is a doll stand. You just take it out, put it around him, put it back in. And there you go. I mean... works for me. It's not perfect, but he stays in there, and he's at an angle, and he looks cool. And yeah, I think you already know which figure's better. I mean, this Soundwave isn't perfect. The ROTF Deluxe is not perfect. It is kind of a mess, but I really like it. This one, Transformation, don't blink, guys, because you'll miss it. This thing is basically the equivalent of just, oh, whatever, you'll see. It's just, there's nothing. It does nothing, basically. You, like, it just, look, you just move the legs back. That's all you do, you just move the legs back. They don't tab in anywhere, they just, oh, you move these things up, though. Look at that detail, though. And then you just, you straighten the arms. It looks like the robot just doing a dumb pose. Just compare them. One is a transformation, one is a yoga pose. His legs are just back there, and they're supposed to be straight like this. I mean, you can like use the ankle pivot and the hinge to your advantage and make him look a little better. But his arms are still like just jutting out like that. It doesn't feel like a transformation if like what he's like, seriously. Let's get rid of the panels for a second. Let's just get rid of these panels. There we go. He's essentially just the robot with his waist turned doing like this stupid pose. Here, I'm going to review him. Maybe this guy can like pull it off. The Lightning Collection. Hey, look. He's transformed, guys. He's transformed. Look at that. Wow. This is just lazy. Hi again, Master Chief. This is just lazy. Like, it just doesn't look any good. It still doesn't stay in. He's got weird dots on him. Yeah, this is definitely one of the worst Studio Series figures in my opinion. This is coming from a hardcore Soundwave fan. So hardcore that I bought this even though I already have 3 versions of the original figure. One of the best ups that the old one has, though, is that it has a flight base. You don't have to, like, improvise. He actually has a flight base, which is cool. That's the only thing you get with him. And who would ever want to display him in this awful satellite mode? I know I'm not. Hell no. So yeah, basically, what we have here is a figure that is a little wibbly-wobbly. He's a bit of a mess. But he has a really cool robot mode. Pretty simple, but effective transformation, and a really cool satellite mode. Of course, cool is subjective. You have to like the design to be able to like the toy of the design. But this is so low effort. The head does like nothing. The head just does nothing. I just don't think it does anything. It's just there. I am just perplexed. I like, does it... I keep looking at the thing, wondering, like, am I missing something? Like, maybe... Oh, maybe these... Oh, it goes down a little bit. Wow. Oh, I did miss a joint, guys. Wow. These, they go down. They go down, guys. Even though they don't give you enough clearance to actually do it. Just what? Like, what am I even doing? Am I going to break them? Like, it's a mess. It's a mess, and it's not a fun mess. It's just a... Like, what? Oh, you know what? The legs actually do tab in. Okay. Wow, the legs tab in. Cool. Oh my gosh, it doesn't make it look any better. They just... They don't even want to tab in. And he's... Yeah, if you're watching this video wondering which one to buy, 100%, just forget the Studio Series. It sucks. I don't really like it at all. It's not bad. It's not as fun as the Dark of the Moon Deluxe. It's just, it looks horrible. It's just, I don't like it. I really don't like it. That's why I waited forever to just open it just to do this video. Like, I didn't open it out of excitement. I bought him out of obligation. Yeah, he's going right on the shelf after this video. I don't even want to, like, really mess with him. I usually appreciate my figures after I buy them, but this one's just not good. If I ever make a video of, like, top 10 worst Transformers in my collection, this guy will be on it. He just looks horrible. His transformation's so incredibly lazy. And I'm trying to be positive. His robot mode's kind of fun. It is. But it just looks like trash. I would never want this if I was, like, not a big Soundwave fan. Just get this one. This one's so much cooler. I love this one. This one has, like, a blue and, like, flame deco. It has a super rare black deco from Japan, and it has a really cool G1 deco. That one you have to track down. The G1 deco, I think it's meeting on the Nemesis. That version is amazing. Buy it. Yeah, there we go. There's my video. Old versus new ROTF Soundwave. New one sucks. Old one's pretty good. Not great, but it's pretty good. Alrighty, that's my consensus. If you actually like the Studio Series one, I'm sorry. Raise your standards. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.